Hey, sweet friends, I've got this wood bracket tonight, and I'm going to put some stain on it with my paint. This is the Java, and I'm going to add that to the whole piece. Remember, this is going to take a lot of paint and wet wipe because it is very dry. So I use this as a stain. You could use regular stain as well. This is a little less expensive just to use some of your paint. We want to get into all the crevices. And I did have to use a brush as well, and I watered down some paint a little bit to get into those little crevices that were hard to reach. And I'm just going to keep adding my paint and a little bit of water to get that in and soak it up just real well. And then you're going to wipe some back with your wipe. Now, you could just use a brush if you didn't want to use the wipe. I found that the wipe did help move this paint around. It does take quite a bit of stain and paint to get that where you want it. You will see that I use my brush and the wipe. Now I'm going to dry it. And if I see a few places that I need to touch up, I'll do that as I'm drying it here. And now I'm getting a candle, and I do heat mine up just a little bit to make it move a little bit more on your piece. You want to make sure that you're getting the edges and in between. And I applied that on both sides and on the back and on the top. Now this is a little small candle that I have here that I just did the insides, help it be a little bit more chippy. And now I am adding the paint in Folk Art Sheepskin. I started another color and I didn't really like it, so I changed and I'm just painting back over that. In the sheepskin, it was a little bit lighter. The other paint didn't seem to go on as well. It looked like it was pretty thick, so I said, let me get this paint and just start back over. So this is the sheepskin by Folk Art. You want to get it all the way in all your crevices. So you do have to kind of put your brush in and move it back and forth under some of those curls. So it does take you some time to do this piece, but it ends up being so pretty that it's worth it. But you are going to need quite a bit of paint to get in all those nooks and crannies. Then I'm going to give it a good dry. And I don't dry mine completely. I leave it just a little bit damp to make it scrape just a little bit more. Get a paper towel to wipe off my scraper. I'm getting my edges first because I want those to do really well. And these can be quite expensive in the store, especially if they're a thicker piece of wood or they're made out of another material. So this is an easy way, a budget-friendly way to get your own. You can use it against a book, or you can put it just on a shelf and put something in front of it. Or you could use them as shelves under your shelf. I just like the architecture looks of it. I'm going to go ahead and showing you some more of the scraping because you have to get right on the edge of all of this. And that is looking pretty. We're going to now use some sandpaper. And I got a little bit thicker, heavier sandpaper to scrape off just a little bit more. That's a little rougher. And then I used it, kind of scratched up a little bit, but that's the way that they look when you buy them. So I kind of like it. And then I'm just going to keep scraping till I get it like I want. And that's going to get some more of your edges off. And that turned out really well. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure and subscribe to my YouTube.